Welcome to hopefully a short episode of John Works Too Much. So today we are working in front of the White House. It's because their last name is White. So we have to, their plumbing line in front of their house has had several leaks over the years because they use this cheap mobile, not the homeowners, whoever built it in the first place, use this cheap mobile home grade plumbing for the water line coming in. It's horrible. It leaks all the time. They have to dig it up. It costs a lot of money. So we're just going to put a whole new plumbing line in here. I know what you're thinking. John, you're not a plumber. Good point, but we're in county, so I can do whatever in the world I want. Plus, I have a permit that says I can do whatever I want. All right, so we were going to use these, and we brought them from home and everything, but they're manual shovels, and this street has no outlet, and there's nowhere to plug them in, so we're done with that crap. So we found this cordless shovel over here. You see that yellow thing? That's a cordless shovel, and it's much quicker, and we really like that a lot. Okay, so we're gonna use this cordless shovel, and we're gonna cut from the house where the water comes in to the meter over here. Now, come with me. It used to be, well, keep on. Today you'll learn about plumbing, a little bit. Paquito. So typically, in front of a house, there's a meter, and this is your water meter, okay? And so then you can see where it's coming in. Come closer. The water comes in from the street, and then it goes out, and that's that cheap garbage right there. And then that goes over to over there. So that's cheap stuff. Now, it used to be that everybody used, before that they used galvanized pipe, and that rusted through, and it's horrible. If your house was built in the 60s, it probably has galvanized pipe, and it's probably rusted. You probably need to get some PEX. Then they went to copper. Copper's better for a lot of reasons, but you have to solder it, and it's really expensive. Like a 10-foot stick, the last time I checked, which has been almost 10 years ago, it was like $40. But you can get PEX now, and PEX is a miracle. You can have PEX and you can have shark bite. So this stuff, you get a 100-foot roll for, I don't know, whatever it is, 14 cents or something like that. And then you just roll the whole thing out. There's no breaks in it anywhere. It's pretty much truly amazing. So PEX is the way to go. And then we're gonna do some work here. And also I'd like to say, for the record, people are like, John, why do you drink so much? And I'm not talking about drinking alcohol, I'm talking about drinking water. And the answer is this: I sweat between 37 and 42 gallons of water a day, and I try to replenish that plus 1 gallon. So every day I want to have an extra gallon of water inside of me, and I think in a year I'll have 365 gallons of extra water in me, which weighs about 8 pounds a piece. So whatever the math is on that, I'll be about 42,000 pounds. And I think that'll be pretty cool, because then I'll have to get all my clothes custom made, and I'll be like a ninja pimp. So that's my goal, and we'll see what happens in a year. This will come back in my memories, so I can't wait. So we dug the trench, which is amazing. We've hooked it up to the water meter over there, which is great. But we need more PEX. We need to make a connection. So I'm gonna show you how easy it is to do a PEX connection. You ready? You get one of these couplings, okay? You get one of these rings. You put the ring on there, shove the coupling in there. Then you get another ring for the other piece. Then you get this other pipe. Put the ring on there. Jam that sucker in there. And then you got this thing. It's pretty tough. There's a 1/2 inch and a 3/4. This is 3/4. Ready? So come on, jerk. That's done. That's leak free. That's the magic of PEX right there. That's why that's so much better than copper, galvanized, or anything else. So now you know how the connections work. All right. As promised, and as the prophecy foretold, this is a short episode. So we've got the water hooked up here. Come on down. This is your water meter. Okay, so water comes in here. There's a shutoff valve. Normally that's turned this way, and there's a key that you turn, but in this case, it's just difficult to get to because it's got this 90-degree. Then the water meters through there. There's a little thing. You can see where your water meters, which is not turning, which is a good sign. We hooked on here with the 3/4 inch PEX connector, female adapter. Then it's got that ring. I showed you how to do that. Then from there, we come around, follow the line. Come on, Lincoln, you know stuff. And all through our ditch, somewhere around here, we had a connection, right? Yep, you can see it's dry, right? So that's our connection that we did right there. And the water's on right now, okay? And then, come on with it. And then we came in right here. Don't let the water scare you. That's the water that was in the line. And we put a shark bite connector onto that. So that's copper, and that's PEX, and that's a shark bite connector. And you just shove that in there and you're good to go. And then just to prove that it's all good, let's see if this works. What do you guys think? Ooh, I don't know. Oh, it works. Surprise. And this concludes yet another episode of John Works Too Much. See you guys soon. Love you. Bye. So, welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. This is gonna be a very quick episode. We are just doing siding on this side of the house right here. So we took off vinyl this morning. We forgot to shoot a video because, I don't know, we were busy or whatever. So this is Hardie, and you have to cut this with a Hardie blade. We've talked about that before. There's these cool tools. These are depth gauges, and the only place that you can get them is if you have a friend named Jeremy Thompson and you borrow them from Jeremy and he leaves them on your front porch because you asked him the night before, because he's super cool and I love him.
Or you can find them at aisle 50, Bay 18 at Home Depot, Mansfield.
Pretty sure you got to get Jeremy Thompson. That's the only way that you can ever get some of these things, is only by Jeremy Thompson. So if you know him, good. If you don't, I mean, I'm sorry. I guess you got to, I don't know what to do. Anyway, so what you do is you take this, and it's already set to the depth, and it's going to blow your mind. You ready? Boom. And then, this is the hard part. Then you get your gun and you shoot it, all right? You want to shoot it in the top inch, because then that covers up on your next row and you don't ever see the nail. So this stuff up here is tar paper, which is a vapor barrier, and Kenny and I were talking about this, and a vapor barrier just means that it's okay to smoke on a job site in construction, but you definitely can't vape, because although smoking has 5,600 carcinogens, which cause cancer, basic vaping causes cervical cancer in men. So now you know. Hey guys, all right, so you're probably thinking to yourself, so how do I figure out the angle on this gable? This is a gable, remember we talked about this a lot. How do I figure out that angle? What is an easy way to do that? Well, I'm finna show you, okay? So, we know that our gauge is 7 1/4 inches, right? So we wanna be like, that's where our line is. So what we wanna do is come down here till we hit 7 1/4 inches, which is here, all right? Then we measure in like this. Hold on, at 1 inch. We come in, we go, okay, well, that's 20 1/2 inches. So you got a 20 1/2 inch rise on this thing. Now, let's just see if I'm right. So if we come over here, 20 1/2 inches, and we make a mark to this point, that should be our angle. Now I'm gonna show you what a chalk line is, because some of you don't know. A chalk line is a wonderful magical invention that's super simple. It's a string with chalk on it. There you go. That's how that works. All right. So now we're gonna cut this. Kenny's filming, so I'm gonna have to cut it, but that's all right.
There's a saw right there.
Yep. How many teeth does this have? 4? That's plenty.
4 or 6.
This is an Arkansas. All right, let's see this.
Oh,
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, just so everybody knows that dust is like super duper bad for you.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Of course, this comes from a smoker, so
Yeah.
not me, him. All right, so then we get these gauges out. And then we put this up, and let's see if I'm right. I don't know. We don't do second takes on this, so it's either right or I'm an idiot. Oh dang, I was right. Huh. Looks like y'all learned something today. All right, so here, take a look, Kenny. We got all the siding up, but now we got to put that fascia board up, right? And we're like, but what's that angle? And we could do this a couple different ways. We could measure down and over and then figure out what that is, but we're gonna cheat and do it a simple way. Okay, so we know this is our template. Well, it doesn't say template, but this one is. This was our template. See, we wrote on there, super good writing. So this tells us what our angle was this way, but that's this way, right? And if we do that, then that's like a, well, I guess it shows us, doesn't it? It's a little over, It's about a 20 degree angle right there. If we did it from this side, then it's like a...
It shows the uncommon degree.
Correct, yeah. But we're gonna shoot for a 20 degree angle, and that should be what it is. And it looks like it's.
You want to show them how we checked it up?
How we did it? Because,
okay,
so we cheated. We put our template down like this, and we're like, okay. And then we put this here square, and then it's like 22 degrees off the template. So we're gonna try that, and then what that means is that if we do 22 on this side and 22 on this side, then when they meet up, it's gonna be solid on the line. Then we got to do 22 over here. This one's gonna be a weird one because it's got some kind of, I don't even know what in the world, but it's hard. It's hard to build square things around the world anyway. So, a lot of you probably don't realize this, but I could predict the past. And I predicted that we would finish this today, and we did. And the way that I do that is I've got a time machine, I come back in time, I look at stuff, and I'm like, aha, I'm gonna make a prophecy, and then I make the prophecy, and then later on it comes true because I already know, because it already really happened. So at lunch today, Kenny and I went to this restaurant, I forget the name of it. You remember, Kenny? Some steak place.
Yeah.
Anyway, I forget the name of it. It's over here in White Settlement. There's a bunch of white privilege here. And so we went in there and they had these pieces of meat like hanging from the ceiling on hooks, right? And it was kind of high up in the air. And I thought, wow, with all this COVID and then you got this like raw meat hanging out here, it just doesn't seem very sanitary. So I asked the waitress, like, what's up with the meat up there? And she goes, it's a gimmick we've got. If you can jump up there and grab one of those and bring it to the ground, then your meal is free, your drinks is free, and everybody in this place, all their stuff is free. You're gonna be the most popular guy here. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm about ready to jump. And she goes, but if you jump and try even one time and you miss, you're paying double for your stuff and double for everybody in this place. And so obviously I didn't try it because the stakes were too high. Good morning and welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much, because I work too much. So today we are going to replace this siding here with Hardie. We've been doing a lot of Hardie lately. There's some fascia that has some bad stuff in it, so your fascia might look like that. That's not great. You want to replace that. Come on. If you listen real close, you can hear dogs barking. Anyway, we're gonna replace the siding in here. There's some soffit fascia we gotta fix around the house, and then we're gonna paint the whole thing, including all the bricks. So we can't wait to see what in the world it's gonna be like. Hopefully we don't get killed and mauled by dogs and we don't become dog food. I don't know, we'll see. So what are you doing on a Saturday morning?
I'm just over here chilling by this beautiful pool.
Chilling by the pool? Yeah, that's what I'm doing too, man. Just chilling by the pool. It's like serene noises, just beautiful. If you listen real close, you can kind of hear dogs barking. Oh, there's one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost putting me into a meditative state.
Almost like an Advil kind of a meditative state.
Right.
As you can clearly see, we did some Hardie siding this morning. It looks better.
Yeah.
You like it?
I do like it.
Yeah.
I think this is a good time to talk about turtlenecks.
Let's talk about turtlenecks.
So I got this cool turtleneck, but I've always wondered why they call them turtlenecks when they're more like foreskins.
I see it.
This is what happens when somebody's a little excited.
So this video is PG-13.
Yeah, I know when it gets winter time, I'm gonna go put on my nice, cool, nice and warm foreskin sweater.
Well, all this foreskin talk is making me hungry. Let's go get some lunch. All right, bye. You guys have probably noticed that the dog stopped barking. What do you think happened? I'll tell you what it is. Kenny has a beautiful voice. It sounds like angels singing. His wife says no, but I say yes. And he can sing so high, it's like a dog whistle. Do it. Oh my goodness! Oh, no wonder they stopped.
Yeah.
They stopped barking. Oh gosh.
That was my dog whistle. That was, what do they call that, where you go really high?
Oh, they break glass. Soprano?
Yeah, soprano.
But it was like beyond soprano.
Or fellatio or something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure it's soprano. So I'm a little bit depressed, and I want to talk to you about that.
Okay.
So, as you know, they're making a movie about my life, right?
Yeah.
And I went and auditioned to play myself in a movie that I wrote, based on a book that I wrote about myself. and I didn't get the part.
What?
I know. I know, it's ridiculous. I don't understand it myself. I'm like, how bad do you have to suck that you can't even play your own self in the movie that you wrote about your own self?
Okay, but I feel like there's more to the story.
There is.
Okay, spit it out.
All right. So I went into the audition and I was like, okay, who do I have to sleep with so I can get a speaking role in this movie? Look, I'm not very good in bed, but I got a really small penis and it'll be over like that. That didn't give me the role either. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's because when the movie ends, I'm 16 years old, and obviously a 47-year-old man can't play a 16-year-old kid, so that's why I didn't get cast in the movie. Anyway, we did some siding here. We did some siding up on the chimney. We did some siding over here. We got to go get a couple trim boards, and then we'll be done for the day. Hallelujah! I can sing high too. Ah, too much. Ah, I gotta go. Oh, hey guys. So this tool right here, a lot of people don't know, it's called a Super Wonder Bar. It's because it has this bend in it, and so when you got to step on sheet, if you're putting the bottom row of sheetrock up, you can put it underneath there and step on it, and then you can nail. So that's pretty handy. But a lot of people just call it a crowbar, which is actually inaccurate. And many people don't realize this, but before the crowbar was invented, pros had to drink at home. So we're taking this fascia board off because it's falling apart, it's gross. And it's called fascia because it's on the face. And so we're kind of giving this house a facelift. Speaking of which, I had to go to this Plastic Surgeons Anonymous club, like a whatever. And I was like, man, I'm disappointed to see a lot of new faces out there. That's pretty much all I got. Hey, Casey.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just over here like talking and coughing, but I'm wondering, I think I might have the Rona. I'm a little concerned. I haven't really watched the news ever because that's why I'm so happy and stuff, but I've heard that you maybe got like a rash all over, and I got all this stuff. Like, look at all that. It's all the creases in my arms and stuff. I think it's probably on my face. It's nasty, man, and it's kind of itchy, and I think that might be it. And I'm really hot. Like, look how much I'm sweating. I don't know if that's a fever or if it's just the temperature out here, but you think I might have the Rona?
I think that's just work, John.
Oh, crap. I thought it felt real familiar. James, we don't have the Rona. We got to keep working. It's just work. It sucks. It does suck, man. Darn it. Oh, hey, guys. So, you're probably thinking to yourself, you did that pretty fast. We did that fast. Go on over here, James. Get closer. Well, we are fast. Everybody knows that. So here's a little bit of a pointer. Obviously, we spray most of this paint, but then little stuff, you can't spray it. You can, but it's more hassle than it's worth. So you got to hand paint it. And if you're, less experienced, then you probably should tape it off and do all that. But because I've been doing this for a minute, then I'm a little bit quicker at it. So it's important to hold your paintbrush like you're holding a pencil, and then that way you can get a more accurate line. This reminds me of so right now it seems like we're going through some plagues, right? Obviously we've got this coronavirus and God knows what else, and everybody thinks 2020 is the end of the world, and maybe you're right, I don't know. But then it makes me think about another time in history where there was a bunch of plagues, and that was when the Jews were trying to leave Egypt, and Pharaoh wouldn't listen, and he kept getting more and more plagues. The last plague was the angel of death came, and he killed the firstborn of every living thing. So every animal, every household, every person, everybody, their firstborn son was going to die. But the Israelites were given a warning, and they said, if you kill a lamb and you take that lamb's blood and you put that above your doorpost, then that will be a sign to the angel of death to pass over your house and spare you. And so your firstborn will not die, and that's how the Israelites were saved. There was nothing special about them except for that they believed, and their faith was what made them survive that plague, that angel of death. And so what's interesting about that is that Jesus is the Lamb of God, and if we have his blood on us and we believe in that, then our lives are passed over for the punishment that we deserve. And then we have eternal life. So that's kind of a cool thing. And we're almost done with this project, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna stop this for a second. So we did all this Hardie the other day, and then we took the gutters down and we fixed fascia everywhere, and then we painted everything. But then this black trim, I think, really makes it pop. So we'll do one more video at the end of it, but it's looking pretty good. Love you guys.